Welcome back to This Side of 40. This is your girl Lou, and as usual, y'all is waving in the wind. Anywho, I wanted to come to you guys and have this chit chat with you guys and kind of get a little bit more in depth and tell you why I have been MIA and kind of be 100% honest and just let it be what it's going to be. So about a year ago, almost 2 years ago, I joined the Fantastic Ladies, which is an amazing group of ladies. And I was so excited about it and everything, but in light of everything that's going on right now, I kind of wanted to give you guys a real introduction to me so that you can understand who I am and know a little bit more about me. So I am LGBTQ. My husband is T, so that makes me LGP. That makes me an L. Basically, Ricky and I have been married for 9 years. Ricky has been transitioning pretty much since we got married, slowly but surely. So, we have 4 kids. 2 of our daughters are, L. They're both lesbians. And one of my daughters is in a very good relationship with her girlfriend, and they've been together for a couple of years now. And we have one son. Our son is gonna be 23 next month. So I'm having this conversation with you guys because now my youngest daughter's 18, and I felt like I wanted to wait to have this conversation. And I'm not really coming out because I've been out. My whole family knows, it's not a big secret. Nobody was like in shock or any of that. However, with everything going on in the news, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about where I'm sitting with all the stuff that's going on, because recently 2 trans women have been killed in other states. Here in Arizona, we have had trans women be killed, and I've visually seen people be very rude to trans people. And I'm not just talking about people who are M to F or F to M, like just the people who are non-binary in the middle. I have a lot of clientele who are teenagers whose parents are okay with them being out. So I got a lot of clientele for that because their parents are trying to see where they're gonna fit in society. Like, is it possible for you to have a normal life without being persecuted? Ricky and I thought, the both of us thought that the world was progressing enough, but in light of some of the new laws that are coming up, like doctors have the right to refuse to give my husband service. That's new. Then the other thing is that here I am, a black woman. I've been a black woman my whole entire lifetime. And I'm afraid for my children, and I'm not just afraid for my son, I'm afraid for my daughters. Ricky's mom calls us every day. If you leave your house, my mother-in-law wants to know when you came back. When you leave and when you come back. So it doesn't bother me. I love my mother-in-law for it, because at least somebody will be looking for you. Like, she will be looking for you. If you don't show back up, she gonna find out where you at. And that makes you feel good. Then my family is spread all the way apart. My family is very, very religious, but they're very supporting. My sister always reminds me, because she's very, very godly. Like, she's a true Christian, and every time I see her, I see what Christianity looks like. And when I first came out, my sister was telling me that it's not her spot to judge me. She's not God. So made it good for me to be able to come out, and I've just been living my best life. However, with everything that's going on, I've been heartbroken, and that's the reason why I haven't really been on camera or put any of my updates up. And I even, not because I don't like the Fantastic Ladies, but I unsubscribed because I wanted to put this video up, and I didn't want it to be backlash on them, because they're a very supportive group of women, and I didn't want them to feel like they had to chime in on anything I was saying, or for them to be taken in a bad light because of me. However, they're project pans. If you are into panning, if you enjoy seeing people actually use up the stuff they're hauling, I would suggest to you to find them here and on Facebook, even if you don't ever watch me again. So basically, my mom was a Black Panther at one point. And when I was growing up, my mom was very much so into telling us the history of our country, not just here country, but like global countries, as well as my grandmothers on both sides and my great grandmothers would tell us their journey. So I'm very much so aware of my family's journey from slavery to present day. I'm not like, in no way, I don't have any misinformation. Like, I have the total story. It's not like little bits and pieces. My grandmother's still alive on both sides. My great grandmothers, I sat and I've combed both of their hairs. In fact, there used to be a joke when I was a little kid. I'd sit next to my great grandma on my mom's side and she would tell me to give her my hair, and I would try to figure out how to do it because I'm tender-headed. And everything that's going on leaves me with a broken heart. And the reason why it's leaving me with a broken heart is because my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and my mother all fought for equality. Like, they've done their part. They've had jobs. They've contributed to society. They paid their taxes. They weren't in any kind of trouble. I have plenty of uncles and aunts and people who've never been to jail, and they bought homes. We're contributing people to society. Siblings who've gone to college or gotten trades. Like, we've done all of these things, and still we're not included in the American dream fully. We only get partial parts of it. And when I say that, I mean, like, I'll give you an example. If 3 women make a check to a grocery store, and one of those women, the check is off by like $5 or $6 because your account overdraws, then for one woman, you could just make the correction with your bank and that'll be it. The next woman might end up, someone who looks like me, might end up getting a felony for it, because that's how the justice works here in America. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying that it's correct. Everybody writes checks to stores, and if you lose your job, of course your account's gonna overdraw. But these are the things that you can catch a felony for. Then you can, I'm doing a video. You can also catch a felony for something like, basically same situation. 2 boys go in the store. Somebody says something was stolen and they don't have anything on them. White kid walks out of the store, no problem. Black kid gets taken to jail or down to juvenile corrections until the family can prove that he didn't have it. Like, they have to show the video. And these are the things that I have physically been there and experienced. I have some friends I went to high school with. Virginia, Ty, and April. They're all still living, and they will tell you that they were physically with me the day the Rodney King riot thing happened, because we were in junior high. We went to Woodrow Wilson Junior High in San Diego, California, and I walked one of them home because they were scared that somebody was going to do something to them. And we've been friends ever since then. And it's just kind of heartening to me that racism doesn't just go one way, it goes all ways. I'm not going to say that racism is only going one way. Racism is a global thing. It's not something new. Unfortunately, here in the States, we kind of sweep it under the rug, try to act like it doesn't really exist, or try to pass it off like, oh, I'm not racist though. But if you're not racist and you've seen somebody do something, then, and you didn't say anything, you're just as guilty as the person who's doing it. Because if you see someone mistreating somebody, like there's somebody disabled and you see somebody saying something mean or kicking at them or whatever, that's just as bad. I don't want to be one of those people who's alarmist. I want to be one of those people who's honest. And from my side of life, I can see, even here on YouTube, how little things happen. Like, I have watched the analytics. Like, I watch how many videos come up, because I'll pull up a video and I'll say, makeup tutorials for dark skin. And it will bring up a couple of videos like that, and then all of a sudden I get a barrage of people with fairer skin. That how you put on your makeup application, it's good. I love Nikki tutorials. At one point I used to watch Jeffree Star, but his mouthpiece kind of made me, and I understand right now he's trying to fix the things he said. However, I've watched these videos and I'm saying to myself, okay, however, I was looking for one type of thing. I used to watch Destiny Godly, Lyric Rochester, Platinum. I watched all their videos and I would subscribe to them and I would look for their videos, and when they upload a video, it doesn't ever show me, but it will show me Susie Sunshine's videos. And this is still another form of racism, and people can say, oh, it's not true, but this is a true fact. When you pull up your videos, look at your video feed, even with the news feed that's going on right now, you get so much a barrage of clickbait, kind of like it'll say, oh, more information about COVID, and then it'll be like, oh, blah 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 happened and did it. I'm just asking about the news, fella. So that's the one thing. Then the next thing is that what is it, babe, that you're on? TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay, so TikTok was doing this thing, basically not necessarily hiding your videos, right?
Shadow banning.
They're calling shadow banning. So I guess a lot of people
allowing people to view the video, but when you hit like or try to share, it's not acknowledging that you're getting a like, so you don't really know anyone's seeing your video or not, because where you might get 1,000 likes on one video, you're not going to get none on the other video. Even if it's been hours, it's not until the next day or whatever that they start letting it be seen. And it's because of what it's based on, the content of the video.
And that's what I'm seeing. Like some of the stuff I've seen here on YouTube, because there was Rebecca put up her video. I don't know if anybody else seen Rebecca's video. Rebecca Morgan put up this video, and she was just saying that she realized that she does have white privilege, and she had never paid attention to it before because she felt like everything was equal, and she just owned it. And I have a lot of respect for Rebecca for that, like so much more respect than you could ever know I have for her, because she was just like, you know, I never really even paid attention. Even when she buys makeup, she said she never even paid attention to brands that weren't inclusive. And I was saying, I looked at, there was this thing, and I had put up this video, and it's, oh God, like at the first of the year, I put up this video, and it was saying brands I would never purchase with. Lime Crime was one, and I said I wasn't going to purchase Lime Crime because they had an old CEO who no longer works there, who had made a racist comment, and it was so many people who jumped on that video, and they weren't being rude, but they were just basically saying, oh, well, he's no longer there. However, the company never said anything like, oh, we don't stand with that person, this is not our feelings. They didn't say anything like that. They just left it at, oh, he's no longer here. Sometimes by just not saying somebody's not there anymore, that doesn't make it okay. That doesn't change how I feel or how I felt. I still would never buy anything else from Lime Crime. In fact, I have Lime Crime that's in some of my project pans, and I'm just to the point where I'm just going to throw it away. I'd rather throw my money away than use their product if that's how they feel. There was, it was Tarte. I think it was Tarte. Yeah. Tarte, they were saying that the reason why they don't make foundation or concealer, they make concealers we can use, but foundation at one point, and they do I know they've expanded their brand, but I'm giving it as an example. The reason why their brand doesn't have as many colors for women of color is because they put SPF in their product. Honey, I use SPF every day. And so why wouldn't you add more shades? And I can go on and on, like Wet n Wild with their, oh, we are cruelty free, but we're not cruelty free. And I get it, like people are gonna feel some kind of way, and I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I'm perfect. I'm not. I can admit that I have my faults and my flaws too, but at some point we all have to own the spot we're sitting in, because if we don't change at our own selves, just me by myself first, I can't change anyone around me, because it starts with you. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you decide that you're no longer going to be subscribed to me, have a nice one. See you next time on This Side of 40.